Every single day, it feels like 3,000 different messages are battling for your attention, and honestly, your anxiety. Headlines scream that the world's about to end tomorrow. Influencers swear they've bottled happiness, and that group chat just keeps pinging. You haven't answered, don't you care? 10 minutes online and suddenly your pulse is racing. Your opinions are doing a complete flip, and you're not even sure if the sky is still blue. Sound familiar? Now just pause for a second. Ask yourself, who really profits from all that confusion? It's the manipulators, isn't it? Whether they're ancient demagogues or modern algorithms, they all feast on one thing: your uncontrolled reaction. They thrive when you're rattled, unsure, and reacting impulsively. The Stoics, bless their ancient wisdom, figured this out 2 millennia ago. They didn't just understand it. They built an entire toolkit, a mental fortress, designed to slam the door shut on mental hijacking. Stick with me. By the time we're done, you'll have 7 practical shields, battle-tested in the bustling streets of ancient Rome and the frantic scroll of today's news feeds. These aren't just theories. They're tools to help you stay calm, keep your head clear, and become genuinely impossible to push around. Look, Stoicism isn't some dusty, toga-clad academic exercise. Forget the stereotypes. It's actually the original life hack, a surprisingly fresh philosophy for staying truly free, in a world that often feels like it's pulling all your puppet strings. Today, I'm going to walk you through those 7 Stoic shields. These aren't just abstract ideas, they're your personal defense against emotional con artists, the relentless clickbait peddlers, and even those well-meaning but guilt-tripping friends who somehow always manage to get under your skin. We're talking about keeping them squarely out of your headspace. No academic jargon, no grueling 12-step meditation marathon, just straightforward, usable tactics you can deploy before your coffee even has a chance to cool down. If the idea of living rent-free inside your own mind, unburdened by external pressures, sounds good to you, then go ahead and smash that like button. It tells the algorithm that clear thinking deserves the spotlight, and honestly, it helps me keep bringing you more content like this. First up, let's grab one of the most powerful tools from Marcus Aurelius's arsenal, the dichotomy of control. He famously wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's a mic drop moment right there. Manipulators, whether they're crafting political narratives or pushing a product, blur that line on purpose. Think about it. If you don't share this post, you're heartless. Or only real patriots would support X policy. What are they doing? They're slyly handing you responsibility for something entirely outside your control, like how many shares a post gets or the complex outcome of a national policy, while simultaneously sneaking into your mental cockpit. They want you to feel personally accountable for things you can't actually steer. The Stoic move here is the quick, decisive 10-second split. When faced with a demand, a headline, or even a subtle nudge, just ask yourself, is this mine to steer or merely mine to witness? If it's genuinely outside your direct control, if it's an external event, another person's opinion, or a global trend, then you immediately downgrade to observer mode. No guilt, no midnight rebuttal drafted in your head, and certainly no doom scroll spiral that eats up your evening. You simply observe it, acknowledge it, and let it pass. Viewers who master this simple filter often report a significant drop in social media fatigue, sometimes as much as 40% within a single week. Try it. You'll feel the difference, the sudden lightness of not carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders when it's not yours to carry. Now let's talk about building some serious emotional immunity. Seneca, that wise old Stoic, hit the nail on the head when he said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." Manipulation, especially the emotional kind, needs speed. It's designed to hijack your amygdala, that primal, reactive part of your brain, before your prefrontal cortex, your logical decision maker, even gets a chance to vote. It wants an instant gut reaction. So next time someone corners you with that classic line, "If you loved me, you'd lend me the rent money," or a news story tries to whip you into an instant frenzy, deploy the pause. Seriously, just take a breath. Count 4 heartbeats, breathe deeply through your nose, and then, and only then, answer. Respond like you're discussing the weather, calmly and without agitation. The manipulator expects hot lava, a torrent of guilt or anger. But what you give them is an iced latte, cool, unruffled, and utterly disarming. This delay isn't rudeness, it's the immune system of your sanity kicking in. It gives your rational mind time to catch up and assert control. Practice this in low-stakes conversations first, maybe when someone's trying to sell you something you don't need. Build that mental muscle so it's jacked and ready when the stakes inevitably skyrocket. It's about creating that vital space between stimulus and response, a space where your freedom truly lives. The Stoics were champions of reason. Frankly, they'd make epic podcast fact-checkers if they were alive today. When a headline screeches, "New study proves coffee kills," or a politician makes an outrageous claim, your immediate Stoic response should be to zoom out. Don't bite the bait. Instead, channel Epictetus and ask his three essential questions. 1. Who wrote this? What's their background, their agenda? 2. What do they gain from me believing this? Is it clicks, votes, outrage, sales? 3. What evidence truly survives scrutiny? Is it verifiable, peer-reviewed, or just anecdotal? Honestly, most outrage farms, those content factories designed to provoke and manipulate, collapse under that gentle but firm triage. It's like shining a bright light on a shadowy corner. Suddenly, all the boogeymen disappear. Make it a habit to bookmark a neutral source checking site and use it before you repost, before you react. Sure, your friends might occasionally call you that annoying friend who always ruins the fun with facts, but your blood pressure will absolutely thank you. And eventually, you'll find that the group chat mysteriously stops forwarding quite so much garbage your way. You become a filter, not just a recipient of information. Boundaries, those invisible lines we draw, they only feel selfish to the people who've been happily benefiting from you having none at all. The Stoics had a concept for this: prosocio, attentive guarding of your attention and your inner self. Think of it as a vigilant watchman at the gates of your mind. Because trust me, politicians, demanding family members, even your favorite streamer, they'll all push those boundaries if you let them. So learn to say, clearly and calmly, "I don't discuss my salary," or "I'm offline after 9, or "I can't take on that extra project right now." Notice something? No apology, no elaborate explanatory TED Talk about why you're setting this boundary. Just a simple, firm statement. The first time you do this, it might feel incredibly awkward, like wearing steel-toe boots to bed. It can feel unnatural, even confrontational. But by the 10th time, you'll be sleeping like a baby, secure in the knowledge that you're protecting your peace. Remember this crucial truth. Every boundary you refuse to set is essentially an open invitation for someone else to step in and set your priorities for you. Don't let them. Your time, your energy, your mental space, they're precious resources. Guard them like gold. Manipulators are masters at dangling shiny things in front of us. Likes, social status, exclusive access, free tickets, anything to hook your self-worth onto external validation. They want you to chase these things because then they control the supply. But Stoics, they anchor their value internally. They know that true worth isn't found in fleeting applause or external possessions. Marcus Aurelius practiced negative visualization, a powerful technique. He'd imagine losing the job, the car, the followers, the accolades. What he realized was that even stripped of all those externals, he'd still be him. He'd still possess his character, his capacity for reason, his virtue. He'd just be lighter on the external baggage, perhaps even freer. When you anchor your self-worth to intrinsic virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, temperance, that external flattery, those manipulative compliments, they simply bounce right off you. You become immune to the bait. Next time someone tries to butter you up with, "You deserve all this clout, you're so amazing," try this: "I appreciate that. Now what's the actual issue you need help with?" Watch the manipulator deflate as you refuse to chase the bait and redirect the conversation back to substance. You've just denied them their primary leverage. Talk is cheap, my friends. The Stoics knew this implicitly. They were all about auditing reality, not just listening to pretty words. When a colleague promises, "Support my proposal and I'll totally back your project next quarter," Nod politely, smile, and then wait for motion, wait for action. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to look at what they do, not what they say. This principle isn't just for colleagues, it's for everyone. Judge campaign slogans, influencer apologies, even your own internal excuses the exact same way. Don't fall for the hype. Implement a simple 2-week silence test. If someone makes a big promise, just observe for 2 weeks. You'll find that this simple test screens out about 90% of empty vows without you lifting a single finger. The result? You stop signing blank social checks, you stop investing emotional energy in hot air, and your calendar magically clears up for what actually moves the needle in your life. You become discerning, focusing your energy where it truly counts, on tangible results rather than hollow rhetoric. Finally, let's zoom way out and focus on your ultimate purpose. Seneca offered a timeless warning. If one does not know to which port one is sailing, no wind is favorable. Manipulators, whether they're pushing trending outrage or flash sales, specialize in steering you with micro wins. They want to distract you with every urgent text, every fleeting scandal, every shiny new thing. They want you to be rudderless, easily swayed. Your defense? Build a one-sentence life compass. Seriously, just one sentence. Mine, for instance, reads something like, create useful ideas without sacrificing peace. When a request comes in, when a headline screams, when a social media trend demands my attention, I hold it up to that sentence. Does it align? Does it serve my purpose? Or does it violate it? If it violates that sentence, if it pulls me off course, I decline or I scroll on. Purpose isn't just some abstract concept. It's a powerful filter. It turns the daily chaos of 1,000 competing demands into a straight, clear line. Manipulators lose their rudderless target because you know exactly where you're going. Craft your sentence tonight. I promise you, tomorrow your decisions will feel like cruise control. All right, let's quickly run through those 7 shields again, just to cement them in your mind. 1. The dichotomy filter. Own your mind, own your reactions, and let the rest go. It's not yours to control. 2. Emotional immunity. Pause, breathe, and delay your reaction. Don't let your emotions be hijacked. 3. The fact-check reflex. Reason first, share second. Always ask who, what, and why. 4. The boundary wall. Guard your attention like it's priceless. Say no without apology. 5. The value anchor. Root your self-worth in virtue, not in external praise or possessions. 6. The action principle. Trust deeds, not just words. Observe what people do. 7. The purpose lens. Craft your life compass. Let your purpose guide your choices and filter out distractions. If you start with just one of these shields this week, you'll genuinely notice manipulators bouncing off you like rubber arrows off a Roman turtle formation, that incredibly effective defensive military maneuver. Stack all 7 of them, and honestly, you're basically walking around in mental plate armor. You'll be a force of calm, clear-headed resilience. Here's a little homework for you, if you're up for it. Tonight, pick one platform, maybe Twitter, TikTok, or even just 15 minutes of cable news. Set a 10-minute timer. Now, as you consume content, actively apply those 7 shields to the first 5 posts or clips you encounter. Jot down a few notes on how your emotions shift. What did you almost react to? What did you filter out? Most people, when they do this, discover they've been yanked around for years without their conscious consent. The relief, that sudden clarity, is instant and, dare I say, slightly addictive. You'll start seeing the puppet strings everywhere, and then you'll know how to cut them. Remember this simple truth. Manipulators desperately need your participation to breathe, to exert their influence. Withdraw that participation, refuse to play their game, and their entire elaborate charade crumbles. 2,000 years after Seneca, the playbook remains remarkably consistent. Guard your perception, master your emotions, trust in reason, anchor your worth internally, watch deeds, not just words, and always keep your purpose firmly in view. Do that, and the modern circus, all the screaming headlines, the relentless hustlers, the constant hype, loses its grip. You stay free, you stay calm, and best of all, you become profoundly immune to the next 1,000 messages that try to rent space in your head. If you found this valuable, and I hope you did, make sure to subscribe for weekly ammo of practical stoicism. We're building a community of clear thinkers here, and please drop a comment below with the shield you'll wield first. Let's build a comment section that even Marcus Aurelius would scroll through with pride, finding genuine wisdom and thoughtful engagement. See you in the next video. Until then, stay sovereign.